What's going on, everybody? Jake here with NOLA Plays, back with another Exotic Madness video. Today we got another barn burner. I tell you what, we got the Huckleberry versus the Riskrunner. And if you didn't think these weapons were bad before this video, you absolutely will after this video. First off, we had the Huckleberry, and again, I don't have the catalyst for it. What's new? This is just a basic submachine gun. Ride the Bull is this intrinsic perk, which basically means the longer you fire it, the faster it fires. The only problem is the magazine's only 30, so by the time you actually get your exotic perk up and running, you're out of ammo. So it seems a little counterintuitive, but I was still excited to see what it could do. I honestly have no memory or recollection of ever using this weapon before, so this was the first I've ever used it. The first game was actually Mercy, so I didn't include it, but I did include this clip because I thought it was funny. This man, poor guy, world stars himself with a little bank shot off the wall, and I get to go for it. I just thought that was funny, so I threw it in. So back to the actual gameplay. I thought I'd actually take advantage of this series and maybe do a little bit of a mini review on all these weapons. Somebody's comment on the last video actually made me think that this would be a good chance to do that. So my review on the Huckleberry is that it's okay. Is it a go-to submachine gun in Crucible? Absolutely not. It can hold its own depending on who you're fighting. A skilled player can use this weapon decently, I would say. It has okay range, honestly. Hitting 20 to the head from where I was on that guy, and even 15 to the body on that guy, just due to its rate of fire, it makes it a decent weapon. The kill time isn't through the roof. I'd say it's probably pretty average. And sometimes the recoil and stability on this weapon can be quite atrocious. And other than that, it's an okay weapon. To be an exotic, you know, I don't know. I think the Recluse is better than this. I think the Recluse is better than the Riskrunner. And I've always been an advocate for exotics being better than legendaries, but I don't know, it gets the job done. Peppered this guy long enough for a super to run out, and I finished him. It's basically all you're going to do is you're just going to shoot people for a long time and hope that you finish them off. Like, I hit that guy like 12 times and barely got the kill before dying. Even this guy, after a melee, still took me a full clip. And I know some of that's due to bad aim, but some of it's also due to just the low time to kill value of this gun. The exotic perk doesn't proc fast enough for it to actually be useful. And I went on some decent streaks. We know how that ended. I went on some decent streaks, and yes, I know I shoulder charged there, but I just felt like I had to. That was kind of a moment where I felt like I got to. He's not looking, I have to. I made up for it with the Riskrunner. I allowed a shoulder charge with the Riskrunner to even it out. So it fight me in the first game. That's 5 in a row if you're following the series. And the first game was pretty good, actually, better than I expected. It had 30 kills, a 2.31 efficiency. Probably could have been better. There were some stretches in there where I really didn't do much. But it over exceeded my expectations, to be honest. Second game was a little bit more of what I expected out of it. It was a more even keel game. I got a useless exotic that I already have, so I was really excited about that. But in total, it finished with 56 kills and a 1.92 efficiency, which, comparing it to the other weapons, isn't half bad. That's second best, with only Vigilance Wing beating it out right now. So 26 kills in the second game, again, not bad. 2 decent games from the Huckleberry. I really didn't think the Riskrunner had a chance. I say that every video, but I've used the Riskrunner for about 30 seconds, and it was not good, so I wasn't excited. Its intrinsic perk doesn't basically, I was gonna say doesn't do anything for you in Crucible, but I show that it actually does in some cases. It's definitely a PvE based gun. A superconductor could be neat, you know, and I got that to work one time, I believe, in this video. It's not a PvP gun whatsoever, and I think this is one of the few exotics that is PvE exclusive for the most part. It's just, there's just really not a place for this in the Crucible. I don't think it fires fast enough. I don't think it's accurate enough. It's got horrid range. And this is actually game 2. Game 1 was so bad that I showed game 2 first, and I went full tryhard mode on game 2. And unfortunately I ran into Sir Ken, who didn't kill me there, but he killed me the first time, who I come to find out was actually Sir Sweaty, Mr. Unbroken Legend Boy, trying to pub stomp in quick play. But this was the second game. I threw on some logic. I, bared down. I was going to give it my all for the second game because after the first game, I really thought it was out of it. And so I was going to do the best that I could to make this at least an interesting matchup. And so I really hunkered down and went for it. And, how much can you really do with a gun with no range? You can see here I'm scared to peek. And, this is really all you can do is play the flanks and team shoot. This kill actually got me going. This sparked quite a kill chain, and it's due to that arc damage. You can see I've got that arc boost, which actually makes this gun deadly. It makes it really, really accurate and really, really strong, which is two things that it lacked without that exotic perk being active. So the triple kill gets, demolished by Sir Sweaty, but I got my revenge immediately, came back, headshot him, and I think I took his arc damage from his grenade and finished off a couple of his teammates with it. So you can see back-to-back lives, the exotic perk paid off for me, but I don't remember any other time that happening. It's a good gun. I would never use it again, honestly. It gets the job done if they're not looking at you, but you're not going to win a one-on-one gunfight with this gun. It's not good at all. This guy had low health from the start and still almost beat me in that gunfight. This guy was using a Callus mini tool, so I don't count that as a gunfight. And that was Sir Sweaty, so I had to go hard on him. But I don't think this gun wins a 1v1 gunfight in competitive, and that's kind of what I base my opinions on when it comes to weapon effectiveness. I don't think this would be effective in a competitive playlist whatsoever. Is it fun? Yeah, the kill streaks and the small clips I was able to get with it were very fun, but it was also very frustrating, and you'll see the scoreboard from the first video. It was very, very frustrating to use, and this game makes it look like an okay weapon, but it's really not. The two things I will say about the Huckleberry, actually, before I say that, this is the one time I got that arc explosion to proc, and it was actually really neat. The two things I will say about these two weapons is that they both are average SMGs, and I don't know, I don't think either of them really has a place in a Crucible. I like how this game ends because I float over a Night Stalker and then I run into Sir Sweaty in the back, and just because I outshot him with a Riskrunner, I gave him a friendly bag. Don't roast me. It was a friendly one. He knows it. But they both do what they're supposed to do. You can backpedal and shoot pretty effectively, which is where I think submachine guns shine. But other than that, they're just basic, and I think there's a lot of better weapons out there. So this was game 2, and it was a really good game. You'll see if it was good enough. I got 29 kills with a 2.07 efficiency. But unfortunately, the first game was just too bad. It was my first Crucible game with this weapon, and I did horrible. 14 kills with a .78 efficiency, really threw the whole thing off. Only finishing with 43 kills and a 143. So it ends up losing by 13 kills and about half a kill in efficiency, which after using it isn't a surprise. I do think the Huckleberry is a better weapon. I don't think the Huckleberry by any means is a good Crucible weapon. I just think in terms of exotic SMGs that people have at the ready right now, which is probably these two, Huckleberry beats it out. If I get the raid exotic, I'll make a review on it because I've heard that's pretty good. But right now, I don't think either of these two submachine guns are the play. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you're enjoying this series, let me know. Keep hitting the like button because that's the best way to show me. As always, thank you all for tuning in and watching. Regulars, if you're new, please hit the subscribe button, and I will have another special weapon video out very soon. So I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.